What you looking at?
Try to get closer.
Either one.
Cool. All right, Ramone. I mean, on that play before Ashford got the touchdown, were you surprised you were able to create that much space in that time? That was a pretty big play.
Yeah, I mean, we've been running that a lot in practice, and we ran that last week against USC, and it worked. So I know when they dialed it up, they were trying to get a big play, and fortunately it happened.
Let's talk about this kind of mentality offense. I mean, you guys are doing a lot of things right, but you guys were kind of, stubbing your own toes in a lot of ways. You get the ball, get there, just couldn't finish the drive. What was kind of going through your head in that last drive where you kind of knew that you could probably put it together if you just didn't get a penalty?
Yeah, man, we kept the same mentality. We had good drives going on. We knew we just had to finish them. So that last drive, we knew, we're down 6. This is the drive. Like, forget all the other stuff that's happened during the game. Let's finish this drive and let's win the game. And that's what we did.
And defensively, I mean, you guys held them to 11 yards in the first quarter, which is wild. And then obviously kind of were able to move the ball in a little bit, but when it counted, you got a pick, and then helped get the first FBS win since 1990. So just talk about just the defensive effort there.
Defensive effort, man. Big shout out to the D line. They caused a lot of traffic up front, made them roll out a little bit. I think it was DJ got a hand up, tipped the ball in the air, and I was in the right spot at the right time. Coach called the right play. Everything just fell in line. The ball fell on my lap.
And then for Ramone, you're a local guy. What's it kind of like to be part of the first team to get an FBS win in the first FBS season? And I know you're a former walk-on too, so to kind of make that climb of depth chart and be in that situation.
Yeah, man, this means a lot to me. Being a Nixa kid and then staying local, walking on, going through it all. I mean, this was all God's plan. This is why I stayed. I knew this was going to happen. I'm excited. First win, but a lot more coming.
And the scheme, obviously, it seemed like they did a pretty decent job against your receivers downfield, but you and Shamari were able to kind of skip out of the backfield and get open. Can you talk about just kind of the offensive approach to Marshall tonight?
Yeah, we just, they had a good scheme, but we knew if we got the run established, we were able to do anything we wanted. Get the deep bombs going, get the short running back game passing game going. So we just had to get some runs, and then our offense was wide open.
And Kanye, what did you kind of see from them? Obviously they're big up front. A lot of teams you guys faced in the FCS, but you guys were able to kind of cause some trouble, cause some disruption.
Yep.
What did you kind of see from them?
Just after watching the film and all the game plans, we knew there was a run-heavy team. Rather that was with the running back, the quarterback pulling it on draws. So once we were able to shut that down and force passing, we knew the quarterback wasn't going to be able to beat us with his arm. And so once we established, shutting down the run, the game was ours.
Yeah, because in the second quarter, I think they had about 100 yards just in the second quarter alone. So where was it in the third quarter where you started noticing certain tendencies where you shut it down? Were you starting to notice with them?
It was just clean up our eyes. Nothing special. Everybody got to do their 111th, and once we fixed that, that's when the tide changed.
Yeah. So what's it mean? Just mean to you to kind of see what transpired tonight? I know people probably betting line and stuff like that. Missouri saying they're going to win, but you come in and you beat an established Group of 5 team at their first home game with a lot of people. So what's that kind of mean for you going forward? And when you go into an SMU, you go into a Western Kentucky, what's this kind of win do for you going forward?
It means a lot, to be honest. We knew that coming in, it was a winnable game. It was a winnable game, let's put it like that. And it just builds momentum for us. Going into the next week, everybody's head's going to be up, chin up, chest out. And so running with this momentum, we're gonna see what we can do against next week's game.
And just the offense, you kind of talk about just the resiliency, getting through those penalties. And Clark, obviously they're bringing the house at him, so he's able to get up, from either a hurry or a sack, and put you in position to win again. So talk about just the offense, just still kind of sucking it up and getting their go-ahead touchdown.
Yeah, when you have a vet quarterback like Jacob, you just have to be patient and trust the offense. Like, even when stuff's not clicking, Jacob's going to make a play and put us in the right position. And same with Coach P, he's going to call a play and it's going to strike, and, you just have to be patient. We knew that tonight. So.
That's good news for you guys.